So welcome back to the Face of Music podcast. I am your host, Emanuel Brown, and
I am Sarey.
so today, episode. Before we get into that, see what I did there? Lemon Perfect, our sponsor, baby. We got the pizza raspberry, and then you have the OG
Lemon.
Yeah, drink more lemons, full of flavor,
Cheers.
no sugar. Let's take
Open her up.
Let's take a gargle. Not
Make
a
her
gargle.
loose.
More squig. Ew.
She tastes good.
So you're straight now.
What?
She tastes
never.
good.
I never had vagina in my life, dude.
Oh, so you're a. I heard a saying before you start. I heard a saying
What?
that when a gay man or gay woman has never been with the opposite sex,
Mm-hmm.
that they are a gold star gay. Remember?
What the fuck?
Is that true? Is that not true?
I never heard that shit in my life.
Okay, whatever.
What the
I
hell?
digress.
What is going on?
I just heard another gay person
What?
say it, so I just.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I never heard of that.
So you're not gold star status?
Oh, I'm definitely gold star. I've never licked pussy in my life, dude.
For sure.
And I'm not interested.
Okay.
I
Good.
want dick.
You lick dicks.
Oh, yeah. I do more than just lick.
I'm cutting this out so much. Anyways.
Let's start over then, because that was a lot of, vulgar.
Oh, we'll just use this as, promo or something.
Oh,
It's
my
funny.
God. Okay, well, everyone, welcome back to the Face of Music podcast. We're super excited because today we're going to talk about a really hot topic at hand. And I'm so sorry. I'm shaking. I'm shaking my boots because we just got a phone call from our homegirl and it's just pissing me off. But it's okay because this topic pisses me off too. So you bitches better listen.
Listen, motherfucker.
Aim high.
Aim high, Willis. Aim high.
Don't copyright us.
If you've seen 40-Year-Old Virgin, that's where it came from.
So, okay. Well, these days, social media, even back then, back then when the blue stupid ass verified checks started coming out and, before I knew better, I wanted one.
Right.
I did.
Right. Everybody does.
And
Everybody did. Yeah.
At one point, I feel like a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And then I changed my mind.
Uh-huh.
And I changed my mind because it has no value whatsoever.
Now or then?
Both. I feel like it never had value. I think that this blue check craze is just crazy. It's just crazy. And I bumped into, somebody sent me a text and I forgot who it was, but somebody sent me a statistic about how much money Meta made off of selling.
Formerly known as Facebook.
Made off of selling blue checks, which I think is $180 a year. And if you break that up to monthly, I don't know how much that is, but I think I kept telling people it's $180 a year. Isn't it $14.99? Or
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, $14.99 a month for what? And that's the question I asked myself. And when I couldn't answer it, that's when I knew it had no value.
Well, let's back it up just a smidge.
Why do we always have to back it up for you?
Because we got to start from the fucking beginning. We ain't at the fucking beginning. We started with Meta right now.
Fine.
It didn't start with Meta.
That's true. Go ahead, start.
See, he want me to get spicy, so now I'm getting a little spicy. No, I'm just playing. Anyways, so we're backing it back up to Twitter because it started with Elon Musk. That's disgusting.
Sorry.
I'm dead. So it started with Elon Musk because when he bought Twitter for $44 billion, right?
The verified check was a thing even before Elon came in the picture.
I understand, but we're talking about verified for what, right?
Okay,
we're
that's
talking
true.
about when people could then buy. Well,
That's
technically, people could buy the check from years ago. And you know what? Before we even get to that, it's amazing to me that now people are paying $15 for the verified check, right? Just to get access for it. And then you got people who've faked being notable. Yes. I was going to say the bigger word. Fake being notable, and they paid $2,000, $4,000 to get verified, and now they just wasted their money. because everybody can get it,
Yep.
right? But
They were selling it for like, some people were selling that shit on the DL for like $3K and shit.
mhm.
Crazy. And people actually wanted it so bad.
I had multiple people hit me up trying to sell me the service for $2,000 or $4,000 to get verified on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok
So stupid.
because of the sources they had,
So
right? That could
stupid.
happen and make me do it and blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing as y'all motherfuckers paying for streams. But anyways,
Oh my God. That's
um,
true though.
so Twitter, Elon Musk bought Twitter. And then he decided to just be like, hey, you know what? If you're going to have two-factor verification, you have to pay for Twitter Blue, which is $8 a month. So he made people pay $8 a month to get two-factor authentication, as well as people can buy the blue check, which gave you... Bly? Did I say Bly?
You said Bly.
Buy the blue check, which gives you the ability to edit your tweets, what was it? Edit your tweets amongst other things. I forget the other shit. Like edit your tweets.
What?
More exposure, push more out into the platform, stuff like that. So then people bought it. And then they said, oh, if you're already verified, if you don't pay the $8, we're going to take away your blue check.
So fucking
From all
stupid.
notable people, right? So
So
then
dumb.
they did that.
This is just making me so like angry. It's
And then
stupid as
Meta
fuck.
said, you know what? That's fucking genius. Why don't we charge people for a fucking blue check? And we charge them double. So then they said, if you pay us $15 a month, you can get verified on Instagram and Facebook. But if you change your profile photo or your username, you lose your verification. And you have to pay another $15 to get it back.
It just sounds stupid.
So then people are like, oh, I can be verified? I'm just going to do it. So they did it.
It just sounds so stupid.
Even people we know.
Yeah, isn't that the funny thing? And I called people out on my Instagram. Like, I called people out who follow me who bought that shit. Nothing about, nobody wants to be you, bitch.
So here's the thing that I find so interesting about what you're saying about the notoriety thing, right? And like the devaluation of the blue check, right? It's like before it was meant to be for people who are notable, you know, to prove that they are the authentic person.
Yeah.
And they've had enough press, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right? Now, with that said, fucking can't.
I can't with this topic either.
With that said, right? If your favorite artist doesn't care about a blue check, why do you?
Ava Max doesn't. That's why she doesn't have it no more.
And here's another thing. Let's talk about this.
Shout
right?
out Ava.
Shout out to Ava Max.
We're gonna go see her.
Yes, in 2 days at the time of this recording. You've made a lot of money in deals without being verified, correct?
I've gotten a lot of, I wouldn't say money. I would say I've gotten a lot of exposure. I wouldn't say
okay,
money.
Okay, for sure. Not money.
Um,
You've been in a lot of rooms with people who are verified and who aren't verified and still give you the same respect, even if you aren't verified.
and it's mostly European people.
Mm-hmm. I've been fortunate enough to have some people know, speak, whatever,
Yeah.
with no blue check. So like, why is that the end all be all? People act like once you get a blue check, like all these opportunities just flow in.
No one gives a fuck. The value of the blue check went down when it was made available for everyone to buy. And so that's why bitches are stupid for buying it, because you are contributing to it being devalued. Not that it had any value to begin with. Like, all it was what you said. It was just to like verify that that person was the authentic artist or public figure or whatever, because it wasn't just for musicians. It was for all public figures regardless of the industry.
Yep.
And what I was trying to say earlier is that someone sent me like a meme saying that Meta, formerly known as Facebook, made like $660 million in 24 hours within doing that. So the way I look at it is we got a lot of dumb bitches.
Absolutely.
And I'm not sorry for saying that because
Me either.
why are you, and I said this on my Instagram story, and people who bought the verified check, because I know them and they're not notable at all. Where the fuck is, anyway, so I'll get to that here in a second.
I'm fucking dead.
But I said, why are you guys so worried about making an impact, like a digital footprint so bad? You don't want to make it impacting people's lives. Like, why is that so important to you? Like, why does, like, first it was like the whole, and it's still a thing, like the whole streaming craze. Like, everybody everyone thinks that if you have good numbers, that all of these opportunities will come up to you or come to you. But it's like, where are those numbers coming from?
Chartmetric is what almost every single label A&R representative uses to see if your shit is popping or not.
Yeah.
So even if you have 1 million streams, right, and you have 0 fans and 0 concerts and 0 people showing up at your concerts, and you paid for press and you paid for the blue check,
which is stupid to pay for press.
You have 0 engagement. You literally just wasted your time.
You guys are like, a lot of artists out there, like, you guys are being lied to. Like,
you're
you guys
hustling backwards.
Yeah, you're being lied to. You're being manipulated, because when it's all said and done, you pay for that sketchy ass company to give you 500,000 streams. It doesn't do nothing for you. You're still in your fucking bedroom. Like, you know what I mean? But what I was really trying to get at is, you guys.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. What I'm trying to get at is, like, you guys need to stop. Like, you guys need to learn how to keep your head down and just keep working. Like, you guys need to, like, really fucking. You guys need to understand that it's what you leave behind is more important than, like, you don't want to. Yeah, you just don't want to make yourself bigger than what you are. Like, that's just not, everyone's going to find out one way or another that you're a fraud. You're just as much of a fraud as the people that sell these services to you.
Facts.
Like, so it's all like it's all just like a scheme. It's just a scheme for people to make money, and you're falling for it. And that's what makes it sad. So for the people who, like, you have nothing to your name that's, like, legitimately, like, impactful, that makes an impact on, like, pop culture or whatever, I feel like you're falling into a trap, and you're exposing yourself as a dumbass. And so
you are a dumbass.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much are. And there's no way around it. Once you kind of fall into the system, it's hard to get out of it. Once you start paying for streams and you start focusing on numbers, you will never not. It's going to be really hard to unlearn that habit.
Absolutely. And it's like, the thing that's crazy about it is like, it can look good on the surface level, right? But the moment you get an opportunity to, like, open up for a bigger artist or, go on tour or, anything,
that,
right?
That might require, like, in person, I feel like.
Yes, in person. The moment they see that it does not translate, it's over.
You're a fucking fraud.
It's over.
So you might as well just tell the truth and just be who you are.
Just hustle harder.
Yeah.
I hate the word hustle. I can't believe I just fucking said that.
Just work harder.
Work harder.
Yeah.
Like, stop trying to do these shortcuts.
Stop trying to buy your respect. Stop trying to buy it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Say that again one more time.
Stop trying to buy your fucking respect. Earn it.
Wow.
One
more time for the camera.
Stop trying to buy your respect. Earn it.
Earn it, nigga.
Right. So now, if there's anybody that deserves a fucking blue check, it's me. With the amount of shit that I've done. But not even that. The fact that my Facebook has been hacked 4 times.
Mm.
My Meta account, and nobody at Meta wants to, wants to review my ads account and give it back because people keep fucking hacking me. And even with 2-factor authentication, people are still hacking me. I deserve that fucking blue check, bitch. Obviously, I got something that you bitches want. It sounds so cocky. But no, seriously though, like for real, the blue check thing is just not for me. It's not for me. It shouldn't be for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we need to stop. Like you, the companies and the products and the services that are being sold to artists to make them look like in their stupid fucking success stories that they, put on the front page to make it seem like it's amazing, it's great, like you're gonna reap these benefits. A lot of the times it's like, you should know it's not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why a lot of the website says it could be you. They don't say it will be, and
Good
so it all starts with just making great music.
Which a lot of y'all don't do anyways, right? So let's just call that what that is too.
Dead.
It's like
there is no to me. This is a very it's going to go down a negative path because I don't see nothing positive about a blue check. I don't see any benefits of having a blue check. I just don't see why people go for it. Like, people go for it because of what you said. I really do feel like it's a look.
You know what one thing I really do like that Meta and Facebook did.
Mm-hmm.
Meta and Facebook, that's the same fucking thing. You know what I really like that Meta and Instagram did?
Yeah.
Was they hid your likes.
Wait, doesn't Meta own Instagram though?
They do. So
it would just be basically any Meta.
True, you're right.
Yeah.
But they bought Instagram because they were separate at one time.
Yeah.
But
they hide your likes.
They hide your likes.
You have the option to do that.
And the thing I like about that is I really want to see who's going to engage with what I do when they can't see how many people have already engaged.
You
with
can
it.
tell in the comments though. You can tell. And like there are, it's crazy how like it's being pushed to people, to artists, like these very like short term like what do you call it? Like these short term boosts that don't have no longevity. Like there's nothing. It's like you benefit from it from the time that you pay for the service, and then you gain the service, and nothing really happens after that. And so that's why obviously we run ads. We run Meta ads, and that's the most authentic way we can control the data and see for ourselves. And it's a continuous thing, and people could argue that paying for marketing service could be a continuous thing too.
Paying for a marketing service, in my opinion, is very different than learning how to market for yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you learn how to market for yourself, you will fail. You will succeed. But if you're paying, like the example I like to give is if you go out and pay somebody to get your stream, like there was a guy, right, who hit me up on the DMs like maybe a year and a half ago. He was like, bro, I really like your music, blah, blah, blah. I can help like blow up your streams. And I'm like,
oh, I love that.
And I love entertaining shit because you never know. Like you never know, like
desperate measures.
Sure. I'm dead. You never know like what a conversation can lead to or who you're talking to. So like I always try to like entertain it, even if I think it's bullshit. So he's like, yeah, I can help like blow up your numbers, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I need $400 and I'll get you 120,000 streams on these songs. Right. And I'm like, So I thought about it and I was like, So if I pay him $400 to get 120,000 streams, right? That means every time I want to get another 120,000 streams, I need to pay him another $400.
Yeah.
So like, no matter what I do, I have to come back to him.
Yeah.
To get what I want to get. And I don't even know if he's like marketing it to real people, right? But yet, if I spend $400 on my own and do trial and error on marketing on Meta ads, learn how to do it, learn how to target the people, right? I keep the information and I know how to do it myself for half of the cost.
Exactly. And I guess it's just a matter of perspective, but I think obviously opting, if you know, like, to really have control over your career, you have to have control over everything, not just the music, you
Absolutely.
know. And I get it's different. It's different once you get to a different point in your career where you start to get busy and you have to kind of outsource it, then it becomes a trust
But
thing.
those people are the right people though. Because if you're doing it on your own,
Hmm.
right? For everybody starts on their own.
Yeah.
Nobody starts with the team.
No.
So the moment you keep working and gain momentum on your own, the right people will come around.
Yeah, the people, and it sucks because it's like it's just it. I hate how the music industry is like that, where you
Yeah.
have to work hard and then you have to let people come to you.
Hmm.
I hate that because a lot of artists get that backwards.
Yeah.
A lot of artists get that backwards. Because it's, yeah, a lot of, and I say that more so because, then there's like this mentality of like, oh, people should know who I am, you know?
Mm.
And people get a really big ego,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we know people like that. So
Absolutely.
that's not a good thing, but more so, it's not even just about the streams, but it's almost like you can go and verify that data. Like
Mhm.
you can go, like if it's like a playlist, if like someone is charging you to be
Bro.
on a playlist, you can go on chart metrics and see what the growth looks like and verify that for yourself.
Everything is accessible information, people.
Yeah.
Everything. Like
Everything.
everything you think you see on YouTube, on Instagram, all of that. It's accessible information to find out what's really going on. And these
Yeah.
labels and these A&Rs and these reputable people can find the information.
Yeah.
And they will find the information. And they will know if you're full of shit or if you're the real deal. A guy I used to talk to on a good basis, right? We used to always say, I wonder what would happen if social media just crashed one day and everybody went back to zero. Every single celebrity, all their shit went back to zero.
Mm.
And then we all had to start from zero. I wonder how many people would still engage with said person.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, I couldn't tell you, but
I can't either.
Like,
but isn't that crazy? Like
it
to think,
is.
like, let's just think, like, what if the playing field was level? Like, what if a Ava Max and a Sarey Savvy both started with zero?
Yeah, that'd be very
Followers.
interesting. No team, no nothing.
Nothing.
And we had to rely on the skills that we knew.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she would have an advance because she would know
Yeah,
what she would
absolutely.
need to do,
Absolutely.
probably.
Yeah.
But also, I think that, like, anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, going back to just talking about the whole verified for what
Mm-hmm.
is, I think the whole point of this conversation is to say, like, just do the work, man. Like, stop fucking around and stop exaggerating who you are. Like, people will find out. And I think the general consumer is more smarter now than ever, and they will know. And because if they don't know, then if they ask questions, on YouTube, if they leave a comment on Instagram, whatever, there are other fans who can give them the answer, who will go look,
Mhm.
and that's why people need to be careful of what they fall into. And
Yeah.
that's the only guaranteed way of knowing whether or not your results are ever organic is to really do it yourself. And that's
Yeah.
the only way you'll ever know, And so I think like the blue check craze, like, you guys got to stop. Like, you guys should stop investing your money into that. Like,
Yep.
save that $15 for something else. It's really not worth
Go buy
it.
a fucking burger.
Right. Go buy yourself a meal, or better yet, save that money for your ads or something. Like,
Yeah.
$15 could really, it could make an impact. That's that's $5 a day. If you ran ads, that's 3 days. You don't know what's gonna happen in 3 days, but the point is that you're willing to bet on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think people need to just quit with the whole blue check thing.
But that's the thing. Like, I think you're saying, as I know we're wrapping up, as you're saying that I don't think people are honest with themselves enough about it. It's like people don't want to bet on themselves.
And
They
that's
want to
so sad.
they want to bet on the ability to make it happen quickly,
Yeah.
to take the easy route. Nothing is easy. Nothing in this
Yeah.
world is easy. Like, I mean,
Could you imagine? Could you imagine not knowing your own
this
business?
is not easy. Lemon Perfect, them making a beautiful water that has 5 calories and
Tastes
is
good.
amazing. And this is not, we're not getting paid to say this right now either, by the way. This is hard. This is hard work. Just imagine all the time that had to go into them creating this. Imagine all the time that had to go into us creating, oh my God.
Sorry, it's so good.
to us creating Face the Music podcast. And that logo, shout out to Keontae who made that logo.
Shout out to Keontae.
Think about all the time and hours it took him to learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? He bet on himself to learn how to do that. We bet on ourselves to come here and sit and have this conversation, regardless if it's...
And spend money and not expect anything in return.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we believe in what we're doing. We believe in what we're saying. We believe in not buying a fucking check because there is no value to that. And we've already done things in our career that have proven that.
Yeah.
Right? And it's more about the relationships and the bonds you build with people and the community you build over than what vanity metrics you have.
Yeah. A blue check isn't going to tell you how hard I've worked for certain things.
Because guess what? There was a time in music, probably before I would say before the 2010s, where like streaming numbers didn't matter.
Yeah.
People loved the music. They talked about the music. They didn't talk about who went platinum or all that shit. Nobody gave a fuck about that. Right? And I think with this whole social media blue check shit, like, y'all got it fucked up, man. Like, who cares?
People are focusing on the wrong thing now.
Exactly.
And that's because people have manipulated you and lied to you for you to believe that those things are important. And so I think it all starts with changing the narrative and changing how we look at music. And even when I introduce myself to other artists, like, you know, we just went to a show last Thursday at the time of filming. And, you know, the thing that, that was actually last week, today.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're right.
And,
holy
you know, like when I was introducing myself to people, you know, the first thing they did was look up my Spotify. And I know exactly what they were looking for.
Absolutely.
And it's just...
Tell the people what they were looking for people who don't know what that means.
They were looking for my streaming numbers. They were looking for how much streaming numbers I had because that for them is going to place me at whatever value they decide.
Exactly.
And that's just so sad. It's just so sad because there's so many artists out there who are not getting love and they could be the most amazing fucking musicians, but we will never know that because people refuse to see something. People refuse to look at quality over quantity.
One of the greatest musicians, artists I know personally, doesn't have Instagram.
Yeah.
Doesn't have, like, he probably has, I don't think he has any monthly listeners on Spotify right now. Right, because he isn't actively putting out music, but he's one of the most skilled artists I've ever met in my life. We've done a lot of music together, and you know, some of the things are of his own doing, but like people place him as such a lower value because of like what he doesn't have instead of what he brings to the table with his art.
It's a domino effect.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely a domino effect because if people see a verified check, then they're going to expect that you're some big person who has who has achieved great things. And that's just, now you can't tell the difference anymore. And so I think that, you know, now we are back to the part of the internet where we would just have to guess. And it's never a good feeling. It's never a good feeling to know that you don't know who to trust. And I think that's why the blue check gives me so much anxiety because it's like, you know, how do you gain trust how do you stay true to who you are when people can buy who they are now? You know?
Comes down to your values, like we've been saying this entire episode. Like, what do you value?
Yeah.
Right? Which is why we're saying, what do you need to be verified for?
Yeah. Just stop. You guys, just stop. You look stupid. You look dumb.
Like fucking retards.
And you need to really fucking get your shit together and learn how to prioritize other things. Your money could be better spent somewhere else. And you could have such an impact more than just on social media and TikTok. So stop chasing virality. Stop chasing superficial things. Chase people on the street. Chase chase the people who are interacting with you offline. Chase
Yeah.
the people who, yeah, just go for. You can always bet on there's nothing more authentic than word of mouth.
Absolutely.
And so chase that. Go
Yep.
find that. You can't pay for that.
Nope.
You absolutely cannot pay for that. So no matter how many times labels try to buy that, they can't buy that. And I can almost guarantee you, if labels stop paying for everything that they did for an artist, if Atlantic disappeared tomorrow and all of their artists were like on their own, I could guarantee you those engagement, those likes, those streaming numbers, it would be drastically different. It would be drastically lower because a lot of these artists don't know their own business.
Anything in this industry can be bought.
Yeah. And that
Those-
shit's...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Those plaques y'all see that they got to pay for those.
Yeah.
They don't just send them to them in the mail. You
Yeah.
got to pay, I think, between $350 or $450 to get a plaque that
Yeah.
you earned,
Yeah.
that you went gold or platinum in, mailed to your house.
And it's so sad. It's so sad because you think you know,
yeah,
and then you really find out.
yeah,
And that's why you should be afraid. You should be afraid of using your money when you're buying for services to up your social media presence, to up your presence online, period. I think your presence online should be authenticated by your presence in the real world, and what impact you have on the culture. And the culture can be anything, but if you're an artist, you're a pop artist, and what is your impact on pop culture? And just go off of that. So, yeah. So what are you verified for? Verified for what?
absolutely. Check my math on this. I'm about to say numbers, and I'm terrible at numbers.
I'm scared.
So, I believe the saying is 100 fans who spend $100 on you. I want to say a month. Robert, correct me. I know you're the fucking math guy, Robert.
Right.
It's like $100,000 a year, something like that, or it's like 100 fans who spend $100 on you is like $100,000 a year. Is that right? Or am I off?
Oh.
100 fucking fans who spend $100 on you a month for a year is $100,000 or something like that.
For a
Yes.
year.
120 niggas.
So that's 6 figures.
I was wrong, but it's 120.
But you know what?
You need 100.
That sounds simple. And
It's very hard.
A lot of people make it, yes, it is hard, but there are some people that just make it even more difficult by buying
Absolutely.
into this shit.
Absolutely.
So your numbers do not translate to anything. Every artist should go into social media and sales and streaming and shows, ticket sales. You guys should go into it not expecting that your 1,000 followers is going to turn into 1,000 ticket sales. That's just not realistic.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Just expect. I think that when you lower your expectations, but you overdo, I think that's the right way to go about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like underestimate, and then when things go even better than as planned, I feel like that's where the motivation comes from, because then you realize, wow, a lot of people do care.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you right now, I hope, God, I hope that a lot of people do not give a fuck about this blue check thing and continue to drag this down and bring this down, because I just can't believe the millions of people out there who are being lied to and just buying into it. It's crazy. It's like buying for press. Like, why would you ever buy for press? I remember this one electronic magazine tried to get me and these 2 guys I worked with to buy like a $250 like post, like to write about us. And it's like the most it was the most respected like EDM magazine. And I'm like, wow. And then when you hear about that, it's like shit starts to make so much more sense on why like you see the quality going down. So anyway, I'm just so sorry, y'all. I'm just like angry and tired. I'm just angry and tired about this whole thing. Like, I really thought that when we filmed this episode, I thought I would react more angrily and be yelling. But at the same time, it's like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And you can't yell at a bitch when a bitch is dumb already.
Or as the saying goes that I heard, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink.
Yeah. And but it's funny because you say that, but a lot of these hoes are thirsty.
Oh,
So
super.
so thirsty. Like, you might need some lemon perfect yourself, bitch.
Drink
Like,
more lemons, full of flavor, less sugar.
Wow. I'm a little sour today, bitch.
I'm dead.
So anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into this episode. Please stop buying into the verified checks. And if you have friends who are thinking about it, tell them to shut the fuck up and not do it. And stop thinking about it. Sorry, that threw me off for a second. We drop episodes every other Tuesday, so in 2 weeks you're about to get our 7th episode.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for our 7th episode. We have so much to talk about, y'all. And let me just remind y'all, I know that this is a 6th episode, but this is just the beginning of a long journey of us continuing to explore the music industry and tell you more about some shit that we've seen and experienced.
Evolve.
So stay buckled in, because even with this first season, I don't think we're going to get through all of our stories.
No.
So make sure you tune in, not next Tuesday, the Tuesday after that, okay? Every 2 weeks at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this video.
Hit that fucking bell, man.
Right.
Hit that bell.
And make sure you share this with anybody who you feel like might need to have some tough love about this.
Or if you just like our conversation, share that shit.
Share that shit. Also, if you have any questions, we encourage you to leave them in the comment section. We will answer them, and maybe we'll even make a whole video about them if it's like there's layers to it, because there's layers to everything in this fucking business.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, this is Face the Music Podcast with Emanuel and Sarey, and we will see you soon.
The fuck was that? That's the wildest shit I've ever seen.
Like this.